viewers watching across Canada to the 2009 Home Hardware CHL NHL Top Prospects game. I'm your host, Michelle Farrugia, coming to you live from downtown Oshawa at the General Motors Centre. The top 40 players made their way to Oshawa yesterday, and I was there firsthand to see them arrive at the airport. I spoke to Evander Kane, and he is definitely pumped to be reunited with teammates Ryan Ellis as well as John Tavares from the World Juniors that wrapped up earlier this month in Ottawa. John Tavares will make his debut since his trade to the London Knights earlier this week, and I know he has mixed emotions being in his hometown in front of his home fans for possibly the last time in his OHL career. It's obviously Bobby Orr night here at the GMC. Oshawa is looking to bounce back after losing their past two games in a shootout finish. It's Eric Lindros night. I'm here along with John Weatherby. Now, John, how excited do you think the fans are tonight?
You have a packed house here tonight for sure, Michelle, and what else could you expect?
I'm here with number 88, Eric Lindros. Now, Eric, you've had lots of memorable moments in your career. What's your proudest?
Winning the Memorial Cup.
Yeah. Thank you, Michelle, and thanks to Eric Lindros.
Now, Steve, I know I've seen you at a few games at the General Motors Centre. Did you have any say in the trade?
None whatsoever.
Sure, as much as you want to tell me, right?
I will tell you that the drive is a lot easier coming here to Oshawa than going to London, that's for sure.
I'm here with Dave Branch, the CHL president, OHL commissioner. You got to see tonight's ceremonies, Bobby Orr night. It's a huge night for Oshawa fans as well as fans across Canada and even the world. Can you even compare him to the John Tavares or, you know, the Michael Del Zotto, those types of players that are up and coming and rising to the NHL status? You must have an inside scoop and definitely an eye for the game that the average hockey fan wouldn't. What do you notice about the Gens that you think will help them in the stretch, and what do they have to work on? Have to bring it up. Everyone knows you by the infamous Stumpy, and I noticed it on his sticks.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. The guys have been bugging him about it. Have you coined any new nicknames for him?
He skated with Jeff O'Neill a bit this summer, and he called him Root.
Root?
Yeah.
That's a new one. I'll have to bug him about that.
Root. You know, the roots from the stump, so I guess he got a kick out of that. I didn't think it was very funny, but it's pretty good.
Welcome back, Roger Dave. Our special guest here, Stephen Stamkos, and Sonia Sting. Now, Stephen, you must know Oshawa's frustration being down 3-0 in a close playoff run.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's tough to get the guys going when you're down 3-0.
John, both game in 1 and 2, you guys have gotten off to a quick start. How has that helped set the tone? Definitely saw your personality as well at the World Juniors. You and John Tavares, obviously everyone knows you're great friends, the pie in the face, the whole thing. Hopefully we can get you back next time here in Oshawa. But anyways, I just want to ask you, I'm curious. I've known you for how long? This is our first interview?
Yeah, you know, I had one the first year, but you weren't doing it, so I don't know. I guess I didn't get enough airtime in Oshawa, but I seem to be doing well here.
Here at number 4, Michael Del Zotto. Now, Michael, it's do or die here tonight. Are you happy with your team's performance after 2 periods of play? Now, tonight is not only a very important night here at the General Motors Centre, it's also Game 7 of Montreal in Boston. Have you had a chance to watch any of that series? A lot of people had speculations coming into tonight's game with being without Tavares and Del Zotto. I think you guys handled it very maturely, and you definitely used your secondary scoring to your advantage. Support your troops day here at the General Motors Centre for a Saturday matinee matchup between the visiting Ottawa 67s and your Oshawa Generals. The Gens finally breaking a 6-game losing streak with a win on the road against the Kingston Frontenacs last night. They're looking to get 2 more wins here at home on home ice, both today and tomorrow night against the visiting Erie Otters at 6 p.m. Ottawa, on the other hand, they're red hot, 3rd place in the Eastern Conference standings and have won 3 of their past 4 games. The Gens making some very important trades right at the deadline on Thursday, dealing 2 of their top players, Michael Del Zotto and John Tavares, to the London Knights. They will finish their OHL careers there, while in return the Oshawa Generals get some very important draft picks as well as 3 key rookies who will help them in the upcoming seasons. They're 10th in the East, but they have won some very impressive games against some of the top teams in the East and looking to get another win here tonight. We'll be talking to 2 of the most influential OHL defensemen so far this season. PK Subban from the visiting Belleville Bulls. He just recently won a World Junior Championship in Ottawa. We'll be speaking with him as well as his thoughts on John Tavares' trade. They'll be hosting the London Knights Saturday night. The Gens coming off a very disappointing overtime loss against the Ottawa 67s last night. However, with the loss, they still gain 1 point and maintain their 6th place standings in the Eastern Conference. They're currently tied with the Barrie Colts and only 3 points off from the Niagara Ice Hawks for 5th in the East. They're looking to gain another win here tonight and improve their 3-3 series to 2 games to 1. Ottawa, on the other hand, have lost their past 4 and have only won 5 on the road. They're also vying for a final playoff spot. This is their 2nd of 3 home games in only 4 nights. They're looking to take advantage of that homestand as well as Plymouth Whalers' record They are 10th in the Western Conference standings. However, they have won 2 of their past 3 games and looking to start a streak of their own here tonight. Oshawa is in a must-win situation if they wish to keep their playoff hopes alive. Belleville, on the other hand, they're on a tear, winning their past 3 games of the series. They're looking to end it here tonight with the Bobby Orr Trophy. Out with the old and in with the new. With Tavares and Delzato finishing their OHL careers in London, Oshawa fans prepare for the new era of Oshawa Generals. There will be a lot of unfamiliar faces to fans here in Oshawa. However, the iconic John Tavares will make his first debut back to the General Motors Centre since his trade to the London Knights.
It's different, knowing you're not part of this organization anymore. And I've been here for so long, but I've come to deal with it and understand what took place and why everything happened, and it's for the better of everybody.
Do you have a final message to say to fans that are going to see you here at the GMC for the last time?
I just hope they understand the circumstances, what took place, and why it happened. And I think the future is real bright for the Oshawa fans.
You've had 5 years in the O. You bring a lot of leadership to your team. How do you keep these guys positive heading into the third and hopefully get the win?
I just try and learn from my experiences. I mean, as you mentioned, I have played 5 years and feel like an old man in the dressing room, but it tends to help with the younger guys.
You guys have a bit of an advantage. You have 2 games at home as opposed to 1 and 1. How important is that heading into Ottawa for games 3 and 4? Crazy hairdo. Whose idea was it? You look pretty guilty.
It was my idea. It's my last year in the OHL. Gotta go crazy, spark the boys or something.
Last but not least, new haircut. How do you expect to get a Valentine with that do? Despite the recent record, you guys are still holding your own. You're only 2 points behind the Barrie Colts and the Oshawa Generals. How important is tonight's game for a win? What did you have for dinner? You came out flying.
Yeah, definitely had the usual chicken and pasta. A newer sauce tonight, though.
I think you should be having that before every game.
Yeah, I agree.
You came out in the second with a lot more energy than the first. How do you carry that over to the third? How important is this win heading over games 3 and 4? Calvin, you took a year off last year playing with the Kempville Junior A. Definitely proved to be a great developing year. Explain that decision. Now with your brother on the Oshawa Generals, who do your parents cheer for? You've had some tough breaks so far this game. You've got 3 penalties. Just don't let it happen again, all right?
Yeah, I know.
A lot of hard work being on that team did not come easy. You've really improved your game over the past season, cutting your penalty minutes in half. Points are doubling. What was going on in the offseason to get you to where you are now?
I think it was just that camp in Pittsburgh kind of helped me a lot.
This is expected to be a long series, possibly going to game 7, but you guys have proven that you're up 3-0 in the series and have a chance to win here tonight. Do I dare ask if the Generals have tried to play any initiation pranks on you? Eric, you've had a very exciting past few months. You got signed with the Anaheim Ducks. How excited are you? You've had a very good stretch, a great win against Brampton on Wednesday. How do you plan to keep that momentum going here tonight? I think you brought some bad luck to the city of Oshawa and brought all the snow with you.
Yeah, I know. We come from the Sioux, so we tend to bring that with us wherever we go.
Now, your younger brother, Ty, he's on the team as well. Is family from Fergus here tonight, or is it too long of a trek? Speaking with Cody Hodgson, Thomas McCollum, definitely a great addition to the team. Let's compare him to Mike Murphy, as we were just talking about. No score heading into the third. Who do you think has the edge?
Boy, good question, Michelle.
You cannot take this team lightly. Although they're ranked 10th in the East, they've played some very impressive hockey this past month and getting some impressive wins against some of the top teams in the East. They got that unfortunate overtime loss against Brampton, but 8 games later, look out, here they come, and they got the win. Oshawa General fans thought that the game was over, but they're right back in this heading into the third period.
Well, they sure are, Michelle.
Well, although Oshawa's on a 3-game losing streak, you have to hand it to them. They played a tough game against Belleville. Unfortunately, their defense was too strong for them, and tonight, they're holding their own. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. Over 12 periods of play that they did not score at home. They had one of the best records in the OHL, and I don't know what happened.
It is amazing, Michelle, and it's a great point because the Generals were very good at home.
Barrie, Sudbury, Peterborough, who do you think is Oshawa's biggest threat heading into the stretch? Both teams playing 3 and 3. Oshawa, it's been a very eventful weekend for them. Friday night against Kingston, Delory getting suspended. I think he's out for the rest of the season based on what I saw against Nathan Boone. Tomorrow night's game for the Belleville Bulls, they're going to be dressed in pink and the ice will be painted pink, and I think it's safe to say that's the only time they won't get teased for wearing the color pink. Well, they definitely have a tough road ahead. The rest of the 15 games are not going to be easy. 3 against Brampton, 3 against Belleville. How do you think they're going to prepare? Talking about gaps to fill, John Tavares out of the lineup last night for London, and that's going to be a huge loss heading into the playoff stretch if he doesn't heal properly.
Didn't play again today against Owen Sound. The Knights lost again today, Michelle, so you're absolutely right. And
Belleville has 4 points up on the Brampton Battalion, but we're starting to see how tight it really is. Oshawa losing a couple of games that they should have won, and that's definitely going to come back and haunt them later in the season. top prospects game. I know we talk about this a lot. Any word on coaches yet? I know we talk about this all the time. Roger, do you have any word? I want to know.
You keep asking us. We don't know. And
well, even Roger and I turned them down. And Paul Maurice is now out of the mix.
Yeah, he can't. He's coaching in Carolina, so he's not available. So
Michelle, are you available that night?
Yeah. How about you?
Maybe. I got a pretty busy schedule. We'll see. Just joking.
All right, well, let's take a look at Valentine. Tonight you interviewed him. Man of few words. Usually they are the younger players, but, he's been in the box.
It's all nerves.
Exactly. Well, standing beside you, of course. But anyway, I digress.
It seems like night and day with the Oshawa Generals. They beat the first-place team in the East, the Belleville Bulls, last night, and now, they're down heading into the third period against the 10th-place team in the West. Is it fatigue? Can they blame it on that, or is it just their style of play tonight?